Let's start out with our first color, which is going to be a light brown. So I'll be using markers today, but you could use crayons or anything else in your art box. Locate the color brown or light brown, and we're going to use this on a few different areas on our coloring page. As you can see, this really cute Kawaii Tinkerbell is holding a very small Peter Pan. So in Tinkerbell's hand, let's go right in that area and start to color in that very small Peter Pan that we see on the page. And we're going to do that using that brown. So go ahead and color it in as best as you can, taking your time. And it's going to be on Peter Pan's head, just like that. And then once we color in Peter Pan's hair, we'll move on to a few more parts on our Peter Pan. Next, we can move on to the hat that Peter Pan's wearing. Right on the side, there's a little piece that's a little leaf. We'll color that in brown. Let's go on to Peter Pan's belt. So it's very small because this is a miniature version of Peter Pan that Tinkerbell's holding. And on Peter Pan's feet, let's use that same brown right in those areas. Perfect. So once you're done with that, you can set your brown to the side. And let's move on to our second color, which is going to be a light blue. So if you have a light blue in your art box, go ahead and find that. And we're going to use that on a few different areas on our Kawaii Tinkerbell. The first is going to be on Tinkerbell's wings. So right in here, we see Tinkerbell's beautiful wings behind her. Let's start out on the very left at the top. We can color that in with this color, and that little piece above her hair is the very end of the left wing. Now along this side here, we want to color this in as well with that same color. And you can get as creative as you want on our Tinkerbell coloring page today. If you feel like using some different colors, you can always do that. Or if you need to substitute, if you don't have the same exact colors in your art box, that is more than fine. Let's go here now to get these beautiful wings on the right side. So on the Tinkerbell, we have the wings that are spanning out on the right. Let's color those in as well. And you can get the bottom one as you go. These are all connected on our Kawaii Tinkerbell coloring page today. So go ahead and just color that in as best as you can. Take your time and just outline it as you go. Make it a little easier for yourself. So like I'm doing here, I'm outlining. And once I have that outline, I could stay within that line. Just a nice little tip I like to do from time to time. And I like to share a lot of tips here at Sam's Cool Colors. So hopefully you're enjoying this, and you can check out some of the other episodes we have where we do step-by-step coloring and drawing and all sorts of fun art activities together. So let's finish coloring in the rest of our Tinkerbell here on the right side with the right wing on this side here. Beautiful. And we can now take this same color and let's use it on the area right above Tinkerbell's eyes. So her eyelids, you see the eyelids right over here? Let's color this in with the same color, just like so. Beautiful. And now right in here, the same thing. Color that in with the same color. We're going to use a few different colors on our Kawaii Tinkerbell's eyes to really make them shine and pop at the very end. Wonderful. So once you're done with that, we can move on to our next color, which is going to be green. So if you have a green in your art box, you can grab that. And let's go ahead and use this on a few different areas. First, start out at the very top here. We have a little ribbon that's holding Tinkerbell's hair. And let's go ahead and color that in with the green, because this was going to match a few different parts of Tinkerbell's costume. So once you're finished up top, let's move our way down and we can start to color in our Tinkerbell's dress here with that same pink. So just make sure not to, or green, I'm sorry. We can color it in with that same green. Just make sure to not color in the arm. Leave the arm the way it is. And we can go underneath here the arm and start to continue to color in with that green right over here. Tinkerbell, beautiful little green dress here with the leaf shapes, just like that. And now we want to move on to the right side of it. Very similarly, making sure not to color over some of the other colors we've already put on the page. And now we want to color in Mr. Peter Pan. So right in here, we have our little Peter Pan. We can color him in his shirt with the same green, just like that. And of course, it's very small, so just take your time. Just do your best and you can forget the rest. So let's color in the rest of our Peter Pan's outfit with the same color, working around those small fingers on our Kawaii Tinkerbell and the legs. Go ahead and color in the legs as well. So very nice. Let's move on now to the next color, which will be a yellow. So in your art box, find the color yellow. And with that yellow, we want to color in our Kawaii Tinkerbell's beautiful hair. So let's start here at the left side, and we can just use that yellow on this space. And you have a lot of room to work with when you get towards the middle. But when you're on the sides, just be very careful not to get too close to the lines. You want to just work your way up and down using that yellow. And once we have the yellow on the page, it adds a lot of beautiful color to our coloring page. So let's go ahead and color this in just like that. And as I go, just give it a little outline. You see? Just like that. Very easy. And when you get to these edges, same thing. And it makes it so much easier for you to just stay there and move your way to the bottom, stay there and move your way back up to the top. So just a nice tip I like to use for myself, and hopefully you find useful as well when you're coloring in your really fun pages at home. And if you want to see any other fun characters from Peter Pan, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any other characters you want to see from Peter Pan, or we can do some bigger Peter Pan pages where he's not so small on the page. Just let me know if you have something you want to see. We can do all sorts of fun things here together on Sam's Cool Colors. So let's go ahead and color in the right side. Continue to move along on the right side of your Tinkerbell coloring page with the hair, moving up and down, taking your time, just like that. And as you finish out, let's go back up to the top of Tinkerbell's hair. There's these little areas here that you see. Let's not forget those right in there. And now we can go on to the very top of Tinkerbell's hair and coloring in as we go, making sure not to color over the line and then not coloring over that green line that we put a little earlier that's holding Kawaii Tinkerbell's hair together, just like that. And let's continue to move about. We're almost finished with Tinkerbell's yellow hair. Now we can move on to the next color, which is going to be black. So in your art box, find the color black, and let's move on to doing a few different parts of our Kawaii Tinkerbell's page. And to start, we're going to take those beautiful eyes on our Kawaii Tinkerbell and color in the very middle. You see these big ovals we have there in the very middle? Let's color those in black. And so just take your time with it because they are a little smaller than some of the other parts on our page. So when you get to the edges, you want to just take your time. Hopefully you have a marker with a nice point on it that's very thin, or a sharpened crayon would be really helpful, or a sharpened colored pencil too would be really nice. But either way, just do your best. If you don't have those, just take your time and it'll come out beautiful at the very end. So once you color those in with your black, let's get in here, this little tiny area. We have Tinkerbell's tongue right above it, right here. There's a little spot. If you can get in there, great, with the black. And now we want to actually color in our really tiny Peter Pan's eyes. So we have the two little circles there. Color that in with your black as best as you can. Perfect. Now let's go on to the next color, which is going to be a bright blue. So if you have a blue that's a little different from the blue you used on Tinkerbell's wings, let's go ahead and use a brighter blue on the eyes for our Kawaii Tinkerbell. So What we want to do is color in this Kawaii Tinkerbell with the eyes by basically coloring the top part. So you see how there's a part on the top and a part on the bottom. We're going to leave the bottom white, and let's color in the top though with that brighter blue. So let's color around these little shapes that you see. You see there's two little circles. Try your very best to color around them. If you have to color in them, that's okay too. But for this page, I'm going to try to avoid it and color around both of those little circles. So by coloring around them, I'm going to try my best to stay within the lines as well, just like that. And then I'm doing the same on the right eye. So you see those little circles are there as well. I'm coloring around them as best as I possibly can and just taking it slowly once I get to those areas, and then coloring in the rest of the top part of the eye, just like that. Very nice. You're all doing a terrific job today. Great work. So let's keep moving to the next color, which is going to be pink. So in your art box, find the color pink, and let's use that on a few different spots. Let's go ahead and use the pink right here. You see these two little cute hearts that are in the Kawaii Tinkerbell's eyes. Let's go and use the pink right in there, just like that. And also here on the right one. So those cute little hearts that are in the eyes will be pink. Let's now move on to Tinkerbell's tongue right here inside of her mouth with that same pink, just like that. Excellent. And once you're done there, let's actually go back and grab a color we used already. Let's go back and grab our green. There's one other place we want to do with the green color, and it's actually with the shoes. So I forgot to color in Tinkerbell shoes, and that's okay. We can always go back and fix anything we may have forgotten or need to touch up. We can go here and color around those little white spots on the top and color around them with your green, just like that. And once you do that, we can move on to, so now that you've finished Tinkerbell's shoes, let's go ahead and color in Peter Pan's hat with this same green, okay? And also the end here of what Peter Pan, after you colored in Peter Pan's, now we can set our green to the side and move on to what is our final color, which is going to be a peach. So with this peach, we're going to use it on our Tinkerbell's skin. So go ahead and start to color in everywhere you see Tinkerbell skin, right beside and underneath her hair, right around those big, beautiful kawaii eyes, and just continue to move from left to right, just like that. Excellent. Just like that. And let's continue to stay within these lines and work around some of Kawaii Tinkerbell's facial features. So around her mouth, just like that. Underneath. Great. And again, around those big eyes. And continue to move around, making sure we outline it as we go, just to be a little extra careful and make sure we're staying within the lines as best as we can. So you have a beautiful page. At the end, you can show all of your friends, all of your family that you did here today on Sam's Cool Colors. So we're almost finishing out with our Kawaii Tinkerbell's face. And like that. Now let's move on to Tinkerbell's body. Right around that little Peter Pan, you can continue to color in as best as possible. Gets a little smaller around here, so just take your time. And you can start to work your way into Tinkerbell's hands. And obviously, we want to still color in our Peter Pan. So let's color in our little Peter Pan with the same color, with the same peach right around his shirt. The rest of little Peter Pan's face and hands. And now we'll move on to Kawaii Tinkerbell's legs with the same peach. And once you get the left leg, let's get the rest of the right leg to finish it out. So now we finished coloring our Kawaii Tinkerbell page using 8 colors.